birthday, and we want you to have fun. It's your birthday, so let's party, everyone. It's your birthday.
Is Nicolas Cage destined to be the next Vincent Price? Let's find out on another edition of Bamcomixs. Welcome back, guys! Welcome back to another edition of Bamcomixs. I'm your host, OC, and today we're reviewing Willy's Wonderland. Willy's Wonderland was just like one of these movies that took me totally by surprise. I'm a big Nicolas Cage fan. He's, among my top actors, and I would say that he's a favorite actor of mine, Nicolas Cage. So ever since the release of Mandy, which I haven't seen yet, but I've heard so many positive things about this movie, being a horror fan, and just in the horror genre, you have the campy side of it too, and it's almost like Nicolas Cage is going through this renaissance, this rebirth again of just making movies that are outside of the mainstream, which is always a good thing. But there's independent and campy movies, and so you did have Mandy and Color Out of Space. Out of the three movies, the three weird movies, this third one, this Willy's Wonderland, amazing, guys. Amazing! Really, I'll tell you what it is, right? So you have Nicolas Cage. He comes out of town. He's a drifter. He's tricked into spending a night at an abandoned amusement park. It's kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese type / kind of amusement restaurant that basically people who travel by there are tricked by the suspecting townspeople into actually spending a night at this park. And what they would do is that they would cause their cars to have an accident. So the only way they could repair the cars is by agreeing to spend the night in this haunted, they don't know it's haunted, but agree to spend the night at this kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese amusement park place, and agree to clean it. So we see that this space has been haunted or something like that. There's an evil presence surrounding this location, and people really don't make it out. So enter Nicolas Cage. And in this movie he does play like this badass loner type, and really tall and silent and mysterious, and it's really great. Nick he plays it to such an effect in this movie that it's a silly movie, right? It's a campy, it's a silly movie, but it knows that it's really it's just to have fun. And boy, do we have fun in this movie. Now, there's been some comparisons made to the video game called Five Nights at Freddy's. I haven't myself played that game, but yet I've seen it, I've heard about it, and the animatronics and the monsters that inhabit this Chuck E. Cheese type restaurant. But it is a fight for survival. And so you think that Nicolas Cage is going to be like his character that doesn't say one line throughout the whole movie. He just reacts. His acting is reacting to situations. And just the way he does it, it's like this horror / comedy, but it's more horror. It's like if you've seen Dusk Till Dawn, right? So it's it has a mix of Dusk Till Dawn because of the survival element, but it's definitely a survival, one night survival type of movie. It's not gonna push him past the breaking point. He confronts the enemies in this movie, and they get into fights. It's almost like a video game where the thing is, the park is possessed by these demonic animatronics, and once upon a time, Willy's Wonderland was actually a haven for satanic cultists who preyed on children and used blood sacrifice rituals of the customers in their restaurants to pray to the devil. All of them made a suicide pact, and ended up haunting or possessing all of the animatronics inside of Willy's Wonderland. So as like a base script, a base story, the pillars of the story are so strong that like the ridiculousness of the plot can be allowed, you know, you can allow to have fun because it's grounded in such a good story. Like the story, it's a simple story, but it's grounded in like such good storytelling that I found myself being like, wow, okay, now that's kind of credible, right? Like these animatronics are possessed by demonic hosts. So, you know, you see Nicolas Cage doesn't even bat an eye when these things come at him. He just like, he takes them apart, man, and it's like, wow. So it totally flips that convention on its head of the helpless victim of the, you know, stereotype of the horror trope that, you know, someone is tricked and now they're gonna get scared. And Nick just does the opposite of all of that. It's just so funny to watch that, you know, you see these big scary monsters and then he's just like, He has a power drink. He beats them up, man. It's like he's really cleaning house. So guys, you have to see Willy's Wonderland. It's like 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10 stars. Amazing flick. So Nicolas Cage fighting this wave of demonic animatronic creatures in a fight for survival. I think he's definitely going to be the next Vincent Price. I think he's going to definitely be the next, like, I think he's 56, 57. He's in his late 50s now, but he still has a long way to go, you know, age-wise as concerns acting. He could continue to appear in these kind of independent B-movie horror films, and I'm all for it. I think it's great, you know. I think it's great when an actor can, you know, play outside of his roles and take any type of movie, and I enjoy Nicolas Cage for that. And so guys, if you really love to have a fun time, check out Willy's Wonderland. You will not be disappointed. Get some popcorn and just have fun, guys, because this one, 2021, this one is a 2 thumbs up, guys. It's just so much fun, guys. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it when Nicolas Cage tears these guys apart, man. It's like demons versus Nicolas Cage, and so I'm gonna have to go back now. I'm gonna have to watch Mandy, and I'm gonna have to go watch The Color Out of Space. It's a bizarre, right? It's a bizarre, crazy type of acting, and even though Nicolas Cage doesn't say one line of dialogue in the entire movie, like he's acting, like you see like the way his face and the way he moves his body and the way everything, like his eyes, the way he reacts to situations. I'm like, man, this actor is so great. You could put him in anything and he'll make it like really entertaining for you to watch. He's always been an entertaining actor. A couple of other teenagers come there to try to, of course, burn it down, and you know, the townspeople, knowing the secret history of the evil that's taken place there. See, this movie uses a lot of those horror tropes that we know from other movies, such as like Nightmare on Elm Street, where we know that it's the community of the adults that know what's going on, and this is a horror trope that we've seen in many movies before, you know, and it utilizes all of those tropes effectively in the tradition of horror movies. Willy's Wonderland does that, and you see that, you know, the townspeople are like, no, Willy, these people don't know what they're doing. We will continue to feed the appetite, because, you know, the demonic presence was getting so out of control that the town people, to keep everyone else safe, decided to just feed the demons people passing by the town. Of course, there's a young group of rowdy teenagers that don't like this, and they want to put an end to Willy. So a lot of the horror moments in the film, when it comes to, you know, the horror, the shock, the jump scares, and the blood and guts, come, of course, you know, at the expense of the teenagers. And of course, one of the most popular horror tropes that in these movies, if you engage in sex, That's it. And that's also taken from other movies in the past. That's a horror trope. We've seen that in Friday the 13th. So that's it. If teenagers engage in that, that's it for them. And this movie does that. This movie follows all of the horror tropes. It was definitely a blast to watch, and you guys just gotta check it out. The way the music is, and it's just the sound and how these creatures sound so demonic. But the music of like "It's Your Birthday" and "We Want You to Have Fun," it's like it's just taken like twisted so much. It's like, man, I don't want to spend the night in Willy's Wonderland. I don't want to even eat at that place. It's just so twisted, guys. It's twisted. Let me tell you that. And I'm gonna put Willy's Wonderland up there in my top favorite horror B-movie classics. Willy's Wonderland definitely rated high with me. I loved it just how I loved in Netflix Alive. So yeah, guys, let us know what you thought in the comments below if you like this one, and what movies you'd like to see us to review for future videos. If there's a horror movie that we haven't talked about, or if you would like us to talk about it, make sure to leave your comments and make your voice heard in the comments below, guys. Okay, this has been OC from Bamcomixs. Catch you on the next one, guys. Peace.